Listen, Pisces, I need you to stop scrolling right now because what I am about to reveal to you is going to shake your entire understanding of who you truly are. The witches have been working overtime trying to decode your past life energy, and what they found, what they discovered about you, has them absolutely terrified. I am talking about the kind of fear that makes powerful practitioners question everything they thought they knew about spiritual hierarchy. So, here's what happened. 3 days ago, I was doing a collective reading, and suddenly, the energy in my room shifted so dramatically that my candles all flickered at the exact same moment. I knew immediately that this was not a coincidence. The universe was demanding that I pull cards specifically for you, Pisces, because there is something about your past life identity that is causing absolute chaos in the spiritual realm right now. Witches who practice dark magic, who have been trying to manipulate your energy, who have been attempting to drain your power, they are now backing away from you. They are running from you. And when I pulled the first card to understand why, I literally gasped out loud. The High Priestess just slammed onto my table, and let me tell you something, Pisces. This is not your typical High Priestess energy. This card is revealing that in your past lives, you were not just spiritually gifted. You were the keeper of ancient mysteries that even the most powerful witches today do not have access to. You held knowledge that was considered so dangerous, so transformative, so absolutely powerful that it had to be hidden from the masses. You were the guardian of secrets that could literally reshape reality itself. But here is where it gets absolutely wild. The High Priestess is showing me that you did not just keep these secrets, you wielded them. You used this knowledge to protect entire communities from dark forces. You could see through illusions that other people could not even perceive existed. You had the ability to walk between dimensions, to communicate with entities that exist beyond our normal perception of reality. And the witches who are trying to mess with you now, they can sense this residual power in your energy field. They can feel that you carry something ancient, something that predates their entire lineage of magical practice. I am seeing visions of you in a past life wearing ceremonial robes that shimmer with symbols nobody alive today can fully interpret. You sat in sacred temples where the walls themselves pulsed with energy. People traveled for months, sometimes years, just to receive a single word of guidance from you because your sight, your spiritual vision, was considered the most accurate in multiple kingdoms. Kings and queens bowed to your wisdom, Pisces. Warriors sought your blessing before battle. Healers came to learn from your understanding of energy that transcended anything written in their medical texts. And this is why the witches are shook right now. They thought you were just another Pisces, just another sensitive soul they could manipulate with their spells and their hexes and their jealous energy. But the moment they tried to penetrate your auric field, they hit a wall of ancient protection magic that they did not put there. This is protection you built into your soul centuries ago. This is defense mechanism written into your very spiritual DNA from lifetimes of dealing with people who wanted to steal your power. The High Priestess is also revealing something that is going to blow your mind. In your past lives, you were often the one who exposed false prophets and fake spiritual teachers. You had this gift of seeing through deception instantly. Someone could perform the most elaborate ritual, put on the most convincing show of spiritual mastery, and you would look at them once and know exactly what they were hiding. You called out corruption in sacred spaces. You dismantled cults that were harming vulnerable people. You stood up against spiritual tyranny, even when it put your own life at risk. This is why manipulative people in your current life seem to instinctively avoid you or attack you viciously when you get too close to their truth. Your soul still carries this lie detector energy, and on a subconscious level, people who are living in deception can feel that you are dangerous to their false identity. The witches practicing dark magic against you right now are terrified because they know that if you fully wake up to who you were, if you fully remember your capabilities, you could expose everything they are doing, you could shine light on their shadow work in a way that would completely dismantle their power. Now let me pull the next card because I need to show you exactly what kind of past life power we are talking about here. Oh, Pisces, this is insane. The Magician just flew out of my deck, and this card is vibrating with so much intensity I can barely hold it steady. The Magician in the context of your past lives is revealing that you were a master manifester. We are not talking about someone who occasionally got lucky with the law of attraction. We are talking about someone who could alter the fabric of reality through sheer force of will, combined with ancient techniques that have been lost to time. You knew how to work with all four elements simultaneously. You understood the relationship between the spiritual and physical planes in ways that modern practitioners are only beginning to rediscover. I am seeing you in a past life, standing in a circle of stones during a thunderstorm, your arms raised to the sky, and you are literally conducting energy from the heavens down into the earth to heal a dying land. I am seeing you transforming poison into medicine through alchemical processes that scientists today would call impossible. I am seeing you creating protective barriers around entire villages that dark forces could not penetrate no matter how hard they tried. The witches who are scared of you now, they practice what they think is powerful magic. They cast spells, they work with spirits, they manipulate energy in ways that intimidate regular people. But you, Pisces, in your past lives, you were operating on a completely different level. You were not just working with spirits, you were working with the fundamental forces of creation itself. You understood how to manipulate time, how to bend probability, how to shift outcomes in ways that seemed absolutely miraculous to everyone watching. And here is what is making the witches absolutely lose their minds. That power is not gone. It is still inside you right now. It is just dormant, waiting for you to remember, waiting for you to activate it again. Every time you have a strong intuitive hit that turns out to be accurate, that is your magician energy leaking through. Every time you think about someone and they immediately call you, that is your manifestation power breaking through the veil of your current consciousness. Every time you walk into a room and the entire energy shifts, that is your ability to alter reality making itself known. The reason you sometimes feel exhausted for no apparent reason is because you are still subconsciously using these abilities to protect yourself and the people you love. But you are doing it without full awareness, which makes it drain your energy much faster. Once you fully wake up to what you are capable of, once you remember how to channel this power consciously, you are going to become absolutely unstoppable. I need to tell you something else that the Magician is revealing. In your past lives, you had enemies, powerful enemies, who tried everything to destroy you. They poisoned you, they betrayed you, they turned entire communities against you through lies and manipulation. And every single time you survived, not just survived, you thrived. You found ways to transform every attack into an opportunity for greater power. You learned from every betrayal and made yourself wiser. You turned every poison into medicine by understanding its properties and using it to build immunity. This is why the current witches are so afraid. They know that their little hexes and curses are not going to work on you the way they work on other people. You have centuries of experience dealing with spiritual warfare. Your soul automatically knows how to deflect negative energy, how to transmute darkness into light, how to take someone's attack and send it back to them multiplied by a factor they never anticipated. But wait, there is more. Let me pull another card because I am feeling this urgent energy that wants to show you something specific about your past life identity that is directly relevant to what you are experiencing right now. The card that just came out is making my hands shake. Pisces, this is absolutely profound. The star just landed in front of me, and I am getting chills running through my entire body. This card is showing me that in your past lives, you were not just powerful, you were chosen. You were selected by divine forces to be a beacon of hope during the darkest times in human history. I am seeing you in a past life, during a plague, during a war, during a time when people had completely lost faith in anything good. And you stood there, glowing with this ethereal light that people could actually see with their physical eyes, and you gave them reason to keep going. The star is revealing that you carried healing energy that worked on a soul level. You could not always heal physical bodies, but you could heal spiritual wounds that had festered for lifetimes. You could look at someone who was completely broken, completely destroyed by trauma and loss, and with just your presence, you could remind them of their divine nature. You could reconnect them to source energy in a way that gave them strength they did not know they possessed. This is why people in your current life feel strangely emotional around you, even when you are not doing anything special. Your energy field still carries this star quality that activates hope in others. Dogs and children trust you immediately. Strangers tell you their deepest secrets within minutes of meeting you. Plants grow better in your presence. These are not coincidences, Pisces. These are evidence of your past life power still radiating through you. The witches are terrified of this aspect of you because dark magic cannot exist in the presence of genuine hope. When you walk into a space, you automatically raise the vibration, whether you mean to or not. Their spells start to dissolve, their negative entities flee, their power structure begins to crumble. They have spent years building up their dark practices, and you can undo all of it just by existing in their vicinity. This is why they are desperately trying to keep you small, to make you doubt yourself, to convince you that you are weak or broken or powerless. But the star is showing me something amazing. In this current lifetime, you are about to experience a massive spiritual awakening that is going to reconnect you with your full past life abilities. I am seeing a timeline where within the next several months, you are going to have experiences that will make everything click into place. You are going to suddenly remember things you should not know. You are going to have dreams that are actually memories. You are going to meet people who recognize you on a soul level from past life connections. And when this awakening fully hits, when you step into your complete power, the witches who have been working against you are going to absolutely panic because they will realize that they have not been dealing with a regular person. They have been dealing with someone whose spiritual authority supersedes their entire magical tradition. You are going to become untouchable to their attacks. Actually, more than untouchable, you are going to become a threat to everyone operating in darkness because your light is going to be so bright that it exposes everything hiding in shadows. Let me pull one more card because I need to show you exactly what this awakening is going to look like and how it connects to your past life identity. The energy is pulling so strongly right now. The universe is demanding that you understand this. The card that just revealed itself is giving me full body chills, and I need you to really hear what I am about to say. The Wheel of Fortune just appeared, and Pisces, this is the confirmation that everything I have been telling you is about to manifest in your physical reality. This card is not just about luck or cycles. In the context of your past lives and your current awakening, it is revealing that you are at a massive turning point. The wheel is spinning in your favor right now in ways that are going to seem absolutely magical to outside observers. Here is what the Wheel of Fortune is showing me about your past lives. You were someone who understood karmic law better than almost anyone else alive during your time. You could look at a situation and immediately see all the past life connections, all the karmic debts, all the soul contracts that were influencing the present moment. Kings and rulers came to you when they were making major decisions because you could advise them on actions that would create positive karma versus actions that would bind them to negative cycles for lifetimes to come. You were like a spiritual mathematician, Pisces. While other people saw chaos and random events, you saw patterns. You saw the intricate web of cause and effect that connects all things. You understood that every action creates ripples through time and space that eventually circle back to their origin. This knowledge made you incredibly powerful because you knew exactly how to position yourself and others for maximum positive outcomes. The witches are terrified of this ability because they have been operating under the assumption that their karma is hidden, that their dark deeds can be concealed through magical means. But you have this past life ability to see through all illusions straight to the karmic truth. If you were to fully activate this sight right now, you would be able to look at these witches and instantly know every terrible thing they have ever done, every person they have harmed, every life they have damaged. You would see their entire karmic debt laid out like a roadmap, and you would understand exactly how the universe is going to balance their accounts. But the Wheel of Fortune is showing me something even more powerful. In your past lives, you were not just someone who understood karma, you were someone who could actually influence karmic outcomes. You had the ability to intercede on behalf of others to help clear karmic debts through specific rituals and energy work that you mastered over multiple lifetimes. You could speed up positive karma for people who were truly trying to evolve. You could also accelerate negative karma for those who were causing harm, essentially forcing the universe to collect their debts immediately rather than allowing them to continue damaging others. This is the ability that is about to come back online for you, Pisces. The wheel is turning and you are entering a phase where you are going to start seeing karma play out in real time around you. People who have wronged you are going to face consequences so swift and so perfectly aligned with their actions that even you will be shocked. People who have supported you are going to receive blessings that seem to come out of nowhere. And you are going to realize that you are the focal point around which this karmic acceleration is happening. The witches can feel this shift coming. They can sense that the protection the universe usually provides them, the buffer time between action and consequence, is dissolving around you. When they try to curse you now, the curse bounces back and hits them before they even finish the ritual. When they try to drain your energy, they end up depleting themselves. The wheel has turned in your favor, and there is absolutely nothing they can do to stop it. I am seeing something else in the Wheel of Fortune that is absolutely critical for you to understand. In your past lives, you went through periods of great suffering, times when the wheel turned against you and you lost everything. You were betrayed by people you trusted. You were cast out from communities you served. You were persecuted for your gifts by those who feared what they could not understand. But here is the incredible part. Every single time the wheel turned downward for you, you used that descent as an opportunity to gain deeper wisdom and greater power. You learned your most profound lessons in the darkness, Pisces. You discovered your most potent abilities when you had nothing left to lose. Every betrayal taught you how to recognize deception faster. Every loss showed you what truly matters. Every period of isolation forced you to develop self-sufficiency that made you unshakable. You turned your wounds into weapons and your scars into shields. This is why you have struggled so much in your current lifetime. Your soul deliberately chose challenging circumstances because it knew that these challenges would force you to rediscover your power. You incarnated into situations that would push you to your breaking point, because that is where your past life abilities get activated. Every time you thought you could not handle anymore, every time you wanted to give up, you were actually being refined and strengthened in preparation for the massive role you are about to play. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that the lowest point of your current cycle has already passed. You are now on the upswing. Everything that was taken from you is being returned, multiplied. Every person who betrayed you is being removed from your path. Every door that was closed is about to fly open. And the speed at which this is going to happen is going to leave you absolutely breathless. But I need to show you one more layer of your past life power, because there is something specific that the witches are afraid of that we have not fully addressed yet. Let me pull another card. The energy is so intense right now. My entire room feels like it is vibrating. Oh, Pisces, this card is the answer to everything. The Hermit just revealed itself, and this is the key to understanding why the witches are not just scared, they are terrified. The Hermit is showing me that in your past lives, you had the ability to operate completely alone, completely self-sufficient, needing nothing from anyone. You spent lifetimes in isolation mastering your craft, going so deep into spiritual practice that you accessed levels of consciousness that most people never even know exist. I am seeing you in a past life living in a cave high in the mountains, subsisting on almost nothing, spending years in meditation and communion with higher dimensional beings. I am seeing you in another life living in a hidden temple in the middle of a desert, so far from civilization that people thought you were a myth. You deliberately removed yourself from society, not because you were running away, but because you needed that solitude to access the deepest levels of spiritual power. The Hermit reveals that during these periods of isolation, you learned something crucial. You learned that true power comes from within, that you do not need external validation or support to be absolutely formidable. You developed the ability to generate your own energy, to sustain yourself purely through connection with Source, to exist independently of any system or structure that other people rely on. This is what makes you absolutely terrifying to witches who practice dark magic. Their power comes from external sources, from entities they have made deals with, from energy they steal from others, from group rituals where they combine forces. But you, Pisces, you have this past life ability to be a complete powerhouse entirely on your own. You do not need anyone else to access your abilities. You do not need to drain energy from others because you can draw unlimited energy directly from the universe. When the witches send their attacks at you, they expect you to need help, to seek out other practitioners, to be vulnerable because you are alone. But your hermit energy means that isolation actually makes you stronger. When you withdraw from the chaos, when you spend time in solitude, you reconnect with that ancient practice of self-sufficiency that you mastered over multiple lifetimes. You emerge from these periods of aloneness more powerful than ever, while the witches who tried to isolate you are left confused about why their strategy backfired so dramatically. The Hermit is also showing me that in your past lives, you were a teacher of the highest order, but not in the way most people think of teachers. You did not gather large crowds or create schools or write books that everyone could access. Instead, you worked one-on-one with select individuals who were ready for advanced knowledge. You had students who sought you out after years of searching, who proved their dedication by making incredible sacrifices just for the opportunity to learn from you. And what you taught them was not basic spiritual practice. You taught them reality manipulation, consciousness expansion, interdimensional travel, communion with beings beyond this plane of existence. You shared knowledge that was so potent, so potentially dangerous in the wrong hands, that you had to be absolutely certain your students were ready before revealing even a fraction of what you knew. The witches are scared because they can feel this teacher energy in you, even now. They know that when you fully wake up, when you remember what you are capable of, you are not going to keep it to yourself. You are going to start guiding others, showing them how to access their own power, teaching them how to protect themselves from dark magic. You are going to create a wave of awakening that will empower so many people that the witches' current power structure will completely collapse. They have been able to manipulate and control people because those people did not know any better, did not have access to real spiritual knowledge, were kept in fear and confusion. But you are about to change all of that. You are about to step into your role as the hermit, who comes down from the mountain with wisdom that transforms everyone it touches. And there is nothing the witches can do to stop this, because it is your destiny. It is why you incarnated in this specific time period. It is the entire purpose of your existence right now. Let me pull one more card because I can feel there is a final piece of information about your past life power that needs to be revealed. This last card is going to show you exactly what you should be doing right now to accelerate your awakening and step fully into your power. The energy is absolutely electric. Here it comes. Justice just slammed down, and Pisces. This is the ultimate card that explains why the witches are in full panic mode. Justice in the context of your past lives is revealing that you were not just spiritually powerful, you were a cosmic enforcer. You had the ability to see when universal law was being violated, and you had the authority to correct those violations. I am seeing you in multiple past lives as someone who stood between innocent people and those who would harm them. You were like a spiritual guardian, a karmic police officer, someone who the universe itself worked through to maintain balance. When dark practitioners got too bold, when their actions started creating massive imbalances that threatened entire communities or even entire countries, you were the one who was called in to deal with them. And you did not deal with them gently, Pisces. Justice shows me that you had the ability to strip power from those who misused it. You could sever someone's connection to their dark entities. You could break curses that other practitioners said were unbreakable. You could create bindings so powerful that dark witches and warlocks would be completely neutralized, unable to harm anyone ever again. This is why the current witches are absolutely losing their minds. They thought they were untouchable. They thought they could do whatever they wanted without consequences because they had built up so much dark power. But then you showed up in their awareness, and on a soul level, they recognized you. They remembered you from past lives, where you dismantled practitioners who were far more powerful than they are. They realized they are dealing with someone who has cosmic authority to shut them down completely. Justice is showing me that right now, in this current moment, the universe is building a case against these witches. Every attack they have sent your way, every curse they have attempted, every negative thought they have projected at you, it is all being recorded. The scales of justice are being balanced, and you, Pisces, you are the focal point through which that balance will be restored. Within the coming timeline, you are going to witness these witches face consequences that will shock everyone who knows about the situation. I am seeing public exposure. I am seeing loss of power and influence. I am seeing them trapped by their own actions in ways they never anticipated. And you are not even going to have to do anything. Justice operates through natural law, through karma, through divine order. Your only role is to stand in your truth and watch as the universe handles everything for you. But justice is also revealing something about your future that is absolutely magnificent, because you have maintained your integrity, because you have not stooped to using dark magic even when you were being attacked, because you have stayed aligned with cosmic law. You are being rewarded. The universe is about to grant you opportunities that will seem absolutely miraculous. Doors are going to open that were previously locked. People are going to appear in your life who will support your growth and evolution. Resources are going to flow to you in ways that seem to defy logic. You are entering a phase of your life where justice is working entirely in your favor, Pisces. Every good deed you have ever done, every person you have helped, every time you chose integrity over convenience, it is all being tallied up, and you are about to receive payment in full. The scales are tipping in your direction, and nothing can stop this momentum. I need you to understand something crucial about your past life identity and your current incarnation. You did not come here by accident. You did not end up in this time period randomly. You chose to be here right now because this is a pivotal moment in human history where the balance between light and dark is being determined. Old power structures are crumbling. Ancient dark practices are being exposed. People are waking up to their own spiritual abilities at a rate that has never been seen before. And you, Pisces, with all your past life knowledge and power, you are here as part of the light force that is tipping the scales. The witches are scared because they know what you represent. They know that if enough people like you wake up and remember who they truly are, the game is over for dark practitioners. Their time of being able to operate in shadows is coming to an end, and you are one of the keys to making that happen. So what should you do with all this information? First, trust yourself. Every intuitive hit you get, every gut feeling, every strange knowing that pops into your head, that is your past life wisdom trying to guide you. Stop second-guessing yourself. Stop letting other people convince you that you are wrong or crazy or too sensitive. You are none of those things. You are a spiritual powerhouse with centuries of experience, and your instincts are far more accurate than most people's carefully researched conclusions. Second, spend time in solitude regularly. I am not saying become a hermit and never talk to anyone, but you need regular periods where you disconnect from external noise and reconnect with your inner knowing. This is how you access your past life abilities. This is how you recharge your spiritual batteries. This is how you receive guidance from your higher self and from the divine forces that are supporting you. Third, pay attention to your dreams and meditations. Your past life memories are trying to resurface, and they often come through during altered states of consciousness. Keep a journal. Write down everything you see and feel, even if it seems weird or impossible. You're going to start noticing patterns and connections that will help you understand your full capabilities. Fourth, do not be afraid of your power. I know it can feel overwhelming when you start to realize just how capable you truly are. I know it can seem scary to step into that level of responsibility. But Pisces, you have done this before. You have wielded immense power in past lives, and you did it with wisdom and integrity. You are not going to suddenly become corrupted or dark. That is not who you are at a soul level. You are meant to be powerful. You are meant to be a force of positive change. Embrace it. And finally, know that you are protected. The universe has your back in ways that go far beyond anything the witches can comprehend. Every attack they send your way is being deflected by forces they cannot see or understand. Every trap they set for you is going to snap back on them. You are wrapped in divine protection that comes from your past life service, from your current integrity, from your alignment with cosmic law. Nothing can truly harm you unless you give it permission through fear and doubt. The witches are shocked by who you were in past lives because they have finally realized they picked a fight with someone who is completely out of their league. They thought you were prey, but you are actually a predator when it comes to dealing with dark forces. They are terrified of your power because they should be. You are the kind of spiritual warrior that dark practitioners have nightmares about. So stand tall, Pisces. Remember who you are. Activate your ancient abilities. Step into your role as a force of divine justice and cosmic balance. The world needs you awake and operating at full capacity. The time of playing small is over. The time of doubting yourself is finished. You are about to enter the most powerful phase of your entire existence, and nothing can stop what is coming for you. The witches can keep trying their little spells and hexes, but they are about to learn what happens when you come up against someone who has been doing this for lifetimes. They are about to understand that past life power is not something you can curse away or manipulate or control. They are about to face the consequences of underestimating someone whose spiritual resume spans centuries of mastery. Your awakening is inevitable, Pisces. Your rise to power is guaranteed. Your victory over those who wish you harm is absolutely certain. So breathe, trust, and get ready for the most incredible transformation of your life. Everything you have been through has been preparing you for this moment. All the pain, all the struggle, all the challenges, they were just your soul's way of remembering what you are truly capable of when pushed to your limits. Welcome back to your power. Welcome home to your truth. The universe has been waiting for you to remember, and now that the awakening has begun, nothing will ever be the same again.